Imagine a place where neighbors carry their lawn chairs to the center of town for a community concert. A place where children have their own parade. A place where you can find an authentic Hawaiian home in the middle of your Midwestern neighborhood. And a place where the beer and the beer makers are nationally known. All of this and more make Marshall one of the most unique cities in the country. It's no secret that Marshall is a fun, vibrant small town. Located in south-central Michigan, Marshall attracts thousands of visitors throughout the year. Here, you'll find stores filled with interesting gifts, clothing, coffee beans, works of art, and much more. Like Hemmingson Drug Store, which has been locally owned and operated since 1936 and still has the original Rexall sign from the 1950s. Just a few doors down, there are yummy pastries at Louie's Bakery and delicious fine dining cuisine at the world-famous Schuler's Restaurant and Pub, which has been a destination for visitors and local residents for 3 generations. Down the street, Zarzuela features Spanish Mediterranean cuisine. Vegan and vegetarian options are also on the menu. All are made in-house. Interested in a great turkey dinner? Cornwell's Turkeyville USA has that, including all the trimmings. If you'd like to spend the night there, they have a campground with a swimming pool. Thirsty? Dark Horse Brewery produces beer enjoyed by millions across the country and has been featured in a national television series, Dark Horse Nation, aired on the History Channel. So, what else does Marshall have? The Frank Center for the Arts is a restored historic civic theater where you can see concerts and other performances throughout the year. There's the American Museum of Magic, which has a stage for young magicians to demonstrate their magical powers in front of a live audience. The museum, described as the Smithsonian of American Magic, has one of the world's largest collections of magical paraphernalia used by famous magicians like Harry Houdini. Want to sit back and see the town? Get a carriage ride and enjoy the scenery, which is likely to include the Honolulu House, built in 1860 by a Marshall resident. This museum is open to the public from May through September. The National House Inn, Michigan's oldest operating inn, is also a historic landmark. Today, it's a beautiful bed and breakfast offering the finest amenities. Built in 1835, this B&B was originally a hotel for visitors traveling by stagecoach between Chicago and Detroit. Marshall has an interesting history which dates back to 1831. Shortly after that, Michigan lawmakers considered making Marshall the state capital. So the city constructed a governor's mansion, and local residents built large, beautiful homes and businesses. Marshall missed being the state capital by 1 vote, but the homes, residents, and businesses became the foundation for a prosperous city that knew how to reinvent itself.
For the next 50 years, our claim to fame was our patent medicine industry. We had about 39 to 41 people that made patent medicines. It was kind of a cottage industry. Everything from the old snake oils that they sold on wagons around the country to pills and powders.
It was the patent medicine capital of the Midwest. They had every kind of elixir and, Dr. Oliver's magical elixir water, the little pink pill for pale people, and then the FDA came in the early 1900s and they were done.
Determined to succeed, Marshall residents began preserving their historic homes in the 1950s and attracted new industries. Today, Marshall's Industrial Park has a wide variety of businesses from manufacturing to food products.
I'm in the steel industry. We ship. It's all truckloads, and so the location appealed to me very much relative to my major markets in Chicago, Toronto, etc.
It's tough to find good labor, but in Marshall we've had very good luck, and that's the reason we actually added a second plant in Marshall, was due to the labor availability we found for all the aspects of our business.
The city has its own power company, and it's as professional a run organization as any I've experienced anywhere.
With it being a small community, you have the advantage of knowing the city leaders, knowing the people in the utilities, knowing the people on the boards, to be able to get things done. You know people on the first name basis, so you're able to cut through some red tape and be able to talk directly to somebody.
The one thing about Marshall, they don't say, no, we can't do it. They say, how can we help you? What can we do? And we are always embracing new business, new opportunities, and you have to. You can't, time doesn't stand still. We have to always look forward.
One of the ways Marshall prepares for future success is to provide the right tools for business owners who want to create new uses for old buildings. This is what Ryan Traver did.
So for any other person that wants to open a business in town, they have these grants available, and it's a great thing, and you're part of this historic community, and you get to revive these old buildings and make them look new and fresh again. And it's a very trendy thing to have an old building, a vintage space, and make it look modern, and that's what we were able to do.
There are many reasons people love Marshall and want to live and work here. One is the excellent school district. Another is the healthcare system. Oaklawn started as a 12-bed hospital in 1925 and has evolved into a magnet-recognized ISO-certified healthcare organization. Oaklawn is real people, real care. Marshall is open to new ideas and is welcoming to visitors and new residents. Some have moved from other communities and found the transition seamless.
We felt very welcomed from the beginning, and it was very easy to kind of find our place within Marshall and become very involved.
Marshall is so fun because it's such a diverse population. We have everything from new families living in that want to live in a small town and raise their family in a close-knit community, to people who have lived here and worked here at one time and come back to retire here.
I like the fact that you can go downtown and you know who the pharmacist is, and I like that you can go into Louis Bakery and talk to the people that have always worked there.
I've lived in a number of different places. I travel a lot. No place is any better than the people that live there. It's not about the climate or the size of a city or the scenic views. That's not it. It's the people that make a community, that make any place big or small, and Marshall has some very, very fine people.
Marshall residents have always done interesting things. Did you know that 2 Marshall residents created a public education system modeled by other communities throughout the country? That 4 Marshall residents became U.S. ambassadors? That a local business made folding bathtubs? That the expression, "What the Sam Hill," was created in honor of a local resident who used foul language in public? It's all true. So come see for yourself why Marshall is considered one of the most unique places in the nation. Who knows? You just might decide to stay a while.